Hi. Today we celebrate the inquisitive minds that question the norms of our times, challenge conventions, and boldly push boundaries to discover new possibilities. To truly change the present, let's embody the essence of this moment. Hello, everyone. I'm Ashmita Joseph. I extend a warm welcome to all our wonderful innovators to this elimination round of T.U.P. 9. Get ready with your ideas for a fierce battle of brains because the winners of today will move forward to our regional finale of the most prestigious B School competition in the country, the Ultimate Pitch Season 9. So let's get started. At Reliance, we're all about embracing fresh ideas and fostering innovation. It's in our DNA, which is subsequently reflected in each one of our businesses and social initiatives. The ultimate pitch was born out of exactly this spirit. It is a platform for curious and innovative minds who want to break away and showcase their next big idea to the world. This is TUP's ninth session, and let me tell you, it has been a journey like none other. We flagged off the competition physically in the top 15 B schools across the country. At each of these institutes, we were met with enthralling audience. The insightful sessions led by our inspiring leaders were overtly captivating. But that was only the beginning. We then reached thousands of you through digital platforms and virtual events, making this contest a pan-India celebration of ideas and innovation. Now, with absolute delight, I want to show you all a sneak peek into our campus launches and launch premiere with this video. Wow, what a mesmerizing response TUP has had this year. Over 19,000 registrations, more than 1,500 idea submissions. And we now move on to the elimination rounds. We thank you all for making it such a memorable launch. Season 9 kicked off with a bang. Enthusiastic innovators from all over the country registered to battle for the grand prize. Each one of the ideas submitted were unique, ambitious, and had a genuine intent for solving critical real life problems. Our evaluators have worked round the clock to make sure that none of the submissions went unnoticed and shortlisted those ideas that had an extra edge above the others. Those exceptional teams with remarkable ideas have qualified today for the elimination round. A big congratulations to the top 90 teams who have made it to the elimination rounds. Kudos to all of you. Let us now do a quick rundown of what is to be expected here. I shall be calling out the team names. We will play 3-minute video, the one that have been submitted. Then the teams will get 3 minutes to pitch their idea to the jury. Teams, do keep an eye on the timer. This will be followed by a quick 4 minutes Q&A session. Post each team's presentation, we will have the jury take a minute to score the team individually before we move on to the next team. This following segment, the parameters has been discussed previously. You will be judged on 5 parameters. Your idea should be futuristic, practical, scalable, should challenge conventional wisdom, and have a strong business case. Now, for the victors, the national winners get a grand cash prize. We're also pleased to inform you that we have other rewards too. The elimination round winners and runner-ups will receive 50K and INR 25K respectively, along with T.U.P merchandise. National finalists will get mentored by CXOs, entrepreneurs of Reliance-owned startups, and all our national finalists will be awarded a PPO opportunity with Reliance. So gear up and give it your best shot. But wait, what's a competition without a jury? We have some of the top minds of our Reliance with us today. They will be closely assessing all of your presentations, evaluating your ideas, and will provide their inputs at the end of your presentation. It gives me immense pleasure to announce the jury for the elimination round. We have with us Mr. Rohit Bansal, who is the Group Head of Communications at Reliance. We also have with us Mr. Siddhartha Bhargava, who is the VP Strategy at Reliance Industries. So let's get started. I would like to call upon the very first team, Spirited Growth. All the best, guys.
Hi, today we're here to present you an idea which is so good that it almost sounds illegal. In fact, it is illegal in Gujarat. Imagine you're in Goa. It's super sunny, the beach is lovely. You have 2 options. Either die in the heat or beat the heat through some delicious cocktails or ice creams. Now we've seen disruptions in the ice cream and the alcohol industry. Right at the intersection of the two is our product. Presenting to you, Froze, a new and a fresh way of consuming alcohol. This product is for the kid inside you, but with an alcoholic twist.
Now you must be wondering that the idea is great, but is it even scientifically viable? The answer is yes. So water freezes at 0 degrees Celsius. But for alcohol, it gets a bit tricky because the freezing point depends on alcohol by volume. For example, for red wine, it freezes at -6 degrees Celsius because it has 15% ABV. But when we get the right mixture of water and alcohol, it is possible. Now we've gone through what consumers want from FMCG products, and what we are offering is no chemicals, curated alcohol, 100% natural flavor and 100% natural color.
Moving on to how we came up with this idea. It was not on thin air and definitely not too many cocktails. The ready-to-drink cocktail industry is growing at a CAGR of 11%. It has enormous potential and we are here to tap it. Cocktails are yummy, but one too many cocktails make your stomach uncomfortable. But does that stop you from craving something refreshing and light? No. You can either eat a delicious ice lolly, but sadly that doesn't give you the buzz. And cocktails are sometimes too heavy. With Froze, you can get the coolness of ice lolly and the buzz of alcohol. Perfect, isn't it?
So who is our target audience? You, me, and majorly everyone belonging from the age of 21 to 35. We're adventurous, we're experience driven, and we're convenience oriented. We love social media and we love authentic storytelling. What are our purchase channels? We'll be targeting online shopping, retail stores, and bars and restaurants. Hence, Froze would be available almost everywhere, from wine shops to restaurants, beach shacks, literally everywhere. We want to have our own experience zones, which will not only provide consumers with ice creams but a branded experience. This can also extend to having experience zones at bars and pubs. Since consumer is king, we envision catering them with customized orders. Moreover, since we are a nation of big fat Indian weddings, we want to tap into that market as well.
Now let's look at the financials for Froze. The product weight will be 140 ml, which contains 30 ml of alcohol. The average product cost will be 60 rupees, which contains raw materials, ingredients and packaging. The average selling price will be 120 rupees since we will be competing with ready-to-drink cocktails and beer. The fixed cost will include rent, machinery, salaries and marketing. If you look at the sales forecast for 3 months, the total comes to 18,000 units. If we look at the revenue, it comes to 21 lakh 60,000. The cost comes to 10 lakh 80,000. So our overall profit after 3 months would be 10 lakh 80,000.
Hi, we are Team Spirited Growth, presenting to you Froze, the ultimate game changer. With its revolutionary fusion of artisan cocktails and frozen delights, Froze combines the coolness of an ice lolly with the spirited kick of alcohol. The current trend of premiumization in the ice cream industry adds to the potential growth of this market. 52% in urban India expect to increase spending on planet-friendly brands. Froze fits the criteria of prestige and mastige positioning. Indian farmers suffer due to multitude of complex and interconnected issues. Froze isn't just a product, it's a revolution. We're proudly made in India, sourcing our ingredients locally to reduce the environmental impact, support local farmers, and contribute to the sustainability of the agriculture sector. We are a consumer-centric, farmer-first company.
Frozen champions responsible drinking with pre-proportioned servings and fixed alcohol content. Our age-restricted labeling emphasizes a commitment to responsible enjoyment. Froze redefines the social drinking in India. It challenges the traditional alcohol stigmas, offering a tasteful yet a socially graceful experience. Now let's talk strategy. The global alcohol infused ice cream market size is valued at 833 million and is predicted to reach 1600 plus million by the year 2031 at an 8% CAGR. But currently in India, there exists no such product.
This is our first mover advantage. We're at the forefront of a ripe market for disruption. With rising disposable incomes and an ever growing urban population, our timing couldn't have been better. We're not just entering the market, we're creating a new one. Sourcing locally is more than a business strategy for us, it's a commitment to our roots. A portion of our revenues goes directly back to the farmers, supporting initiatives to empower local communities in India. Our product brings a touch of novelty and is portable, making it ideal for on the go enjoyment. Froze is made with 100% natural ingredients with no artificial colors, flavors, and catering to the socially aware consumers in India. The flavors and ingredients could be kokum, cashew fenny, millets, etc. And we also have crowd pullers like margarita, mojito, and cosmopolitan.
Now let's come to scalability. Envision our lollies as the sought after choice in pubs, restaurants, and clubs across the city. Our lollies are the perfect icebreaker for corporate events, network meetings, conferences, and weddings. For the music lovers, picture our lollies at concerts in Geo World Garden, turning every beat into a refreshing experience. Our experience stores in the prestigious NMAC, a place where the joy of rosé comes to life. These aren't just stores, they are immersive spaces where flavor meets art. And for those on the go, our digital kiosks are the epitome of convenience and innovation. But wait, there's more. We present our limited edition flavors, seasonal and exotic. Plus, they pave the way for exciting collaborations like Froze X Campa Cola. Customize your Froze with our expertise, choose flavors, and craft a unique masterpiece tailored to you. Your support to Froze will support our farmers. Think of
Think of
indulgence,
Think
think
of
of
indulgence,
Froze,
indulgence,
think of
think of
think
Froze.
of
rosé, think of
sustainability, think of
sustainability,
Froze.
think of rosé.
Thank you.
So I think we get to ask questions now, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. So wonderful. I think it was a great presentation, and the product looks pretty exciting. What I wanted to know was what is the distribution model that you are considering for rolling this out? I mean, is it a direct to consumer model, or
So, sir, the distribution modeling that we are considering is going to B2B model. So, we'll be distributing the products to major airlines, the hotel chains, restaurants, and bars, and they can then give the product to the consumers. However, also having said that, the distribution will be limited to only the B2B businesses who have license for distributing alcohol. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes,
Hi,
sir.
team. I had just asked the question earlier. Were you able to hear the question, or you have not been able to hear what I had asked?
Yes, sir,
And
we heard the question.
but we'll repeat.
And you perhaps answered it, but I somehow
Yeah.
got offline for a couple of minutes. But yeah, go ahead. I think
Saransh.
uh, yeah, Rohit had asked a
Um,
question. Go ahead, please. Yeah.
Yes. So, sir, the distribution model that we are considering is we'll be partnering with many businesses and we'll be engaging in a B2B partnership. So, we'll be partnering with businesses like airlines, hotel chains, restaurants, bars, and pubs, corporate events, and weddings. So, in such events, the catch is only the businesses that have a license to distribute alcohol shall be given the permission to do it. Otherwise, it's not directly B2C. That's it.
And sir, since it's a little tricky with the regulations and the laws, after we have the regulatory requirements and we satisfy all the FSSAI rules as well, then we can target the B2C consumers as well.
Okay. Okay. Uh, exciting. Exciting. So, I mean, in terms of real competitors, I'm sure this model has been experimented on with in the US, in the Western geographies, right, where alcohol drinking is much more prevalent in terms of social drinking and right. So, I mean, who are your real competitors? See, from my experience, I know there were a lot of startups which were delivering alcohol at doorstep, and those are happening as well, right? So, what happened to them? What are their margins? Have they wound up? What is the your reading of the market?
Okay, sir. So we've priced it at 120 rupees as of now because I believe our competitors would be the breezers and the ready to drink cocktails. And this depends from state to state because the prices vary so much. But at the start, at least, our competitors would be the ready to drink cocktails and breezers.
Apart from this, sir, there are also many cafes that provide alcohol-infused ice creams and alcohol-infused frozen desserts. However, the margin for that those products is a lot. So consumers have to pay a premium of around 300 to 500 rupees to get that product. We'll be providing it for 120 bucks.
What are the major risks that you see, bigger regulatory risks? And can you cite me an example of a big regulatory pressure which kind of forced, say, one of the companies in this sector to actually wind up? You have to give me a specific example.
Sir, with
So, sir, as
alcohol,
of
it's
now,
very. Yeah, go for it, Saransh.
So, as of now, there is no particular company who engaged in producing such kind of a product and was shut down. However, the regulation is silent on this aspect. So, the what the law says is you can have a distribution of alcohol, but you need to have a license for it. If you want to manufacture something per se, then you need to have a registration. So, in terms of this, we are not going for the registration aspect because there is a regulatory arbitrage, and we will be going with the licensee front. So, we'll be having our own businesses where we'll be distributing all of these, and we'll be also distributing these to other businesses who can register on our website and ask for this. For that, they will have to submit their license, respective licenses that they have from the government of distributing alcohol, and then if they cater with the necessary compliances, then we can provide these to them.
Got it. Over to my co-panelist in the jury. Rohit sir, you have a question?
Rohit sir is actually presently facing a small audio issue.
Okay, go ahead.
So,
Yeah, go ahead.
no, sir,
Right.
please go ahead.
So what I also see, are you trying to market it as a D2C brand, or you're just going ahead via the B2B route in this case?
So for
Sir,
now, the Primary target would be going for B2B partnerships. However, we can also tap into the B2C segment with surrogate advertising. But majorly for the starting part of it, we are thinking of B2B only.
So you
And
mentioned
there
120 rupees,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Yeah.
You mentioned that. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, no, so I was just adding to Saransh's
Yeah.
point that later on, when once we plan on going B2C, we can make our products available in premium, liquor stores like L1, etc. So that's it.
But are you meeting the margins, like gross margins, EBITDA margins, PAT margins, whatever are you looking to make, right? With 120 rupees, let's say a consolidated sales price, right? With the cost of a 30 ml shot and all of that, with the great things that you're talking about, the farmer empowerment and
Hmm.
raw, good fresh raw materials and organic and everything else. Do you really think you're going to make the cost points? I mean, there aren't many drinks in the market for a 30 ml kind of alcohol content which retail at 120 rupees actually.
Sir, so there's ABV. So what we calculated was very to put it very simple. A Skippy Pop which does not have ice cream, which does not have alcohol, is the selling price is 20 rupees. So what we've taken is probably the cost price is 20 rupees. Plus, if we include alcohol and things like that, it would probably come to around 60 rupees. And then the other 60 rupees will include all logistics, marketing, and things like that. So I believe we have a good enough margin, at least at the start. And if we build strategic relationships with alcohol companies or create our own alcohol, our margins will improve.
No, they'll replicate your idea. I mean, it's so easy for them to replicate it. They already own the distribution, they already own the alcohol. They just have to tie up with some fresh food ingredient company and do it. But anyway, I mean, those are some of the entry. There are no entry barriers to the big companies, as I see it.
Yes, sir.
I think we may have overshot our time, maybe, right? The team, your team can confirm. Hello. I think that I would be then done with my set of questioning.
Sure. So, since Rohit sir is facing issue right now, we'll move on to the next team. Thank you, people. That was quite an interesting presentation, and might I say that might have created quite the buzz. We'll now move on to the next team, which is TUP Innovators. All the best.
Hi, my name is Omkar. I guess every one of you has read this news coming from Bangalore that has found heavy metals in vegetables and fruits. And we all know the harmful effects of pesticides on the person who is consuming such fruits and vegetables and the person who is spraying them. Now, in India, despite technological advantages and newer methodologies like drones available, there is not seen much adoption and there is still a struggle to transition from these to widespread adoption. And if you could see the current landscape over here, marginal and small farmers are largest in India, unlike the West, where you have large farmland owned by the farmer in itself. So here we can see that most of the farmland is owned by the cooperatives and banks. Going forward, the farmer is not interested in buying such equipment and technologies, while the government cooperative societies and private organizations are interested in buying such private technologies and precision agricultural technologies. And if you could see, these are the local competition of drone manufacturers, but they are all finding it difficult to deploy such solutions to the farmer. The reason being is the current landscape and the fertilizers and the amount of fertilizer that has been sprayed on the farm. So in order to tackle all this, if you could see, for a current farmer buying a drone, putting insurance, putting his man hours in training and stuff, it's very difficult for him. While on the other side, what if I tell you, we have directly developed a solution that not only controls the drone but also determines where to do the maximum spraying of the pesticide. So ours is a model where we have made a deep learning model which has trained on large plot lands of land, where it has scanned it using multispectral and lidar sensors, and using a normal RGB or your phone camera, it gives you the analytics of higher multispectral and lidar sensors. And this all process can be deployed on the cloud, which is scalable, and it controls the drone and operation, so it does a total automation process of the spraying. So if you could see the simple automation that it performs and what we have done using our technology. So what we are proposing over here is a drone intelligence and management software. So what is it? It does vegetation health analysis, it does soil mapping, crop rotation management, etc. It is using the sensors that are used for training of the deep learning model are multispectral sensors and LiDAR sensors. So what I'm seeing here you is the capability of a high 7 lakh sensor or a 13 lakh sensor is transferred to a RGB sensor or your normal phone camera. So your phone camera can give you an analytics of based off 7 lakh cameras, which gives you different band information. And if you know basic GIS, different band information gives you what is the water content in the soil, how healthy is the plant, etc., etc. And such a solution helps us to deploy our software to a RGB camera, which can do analytics on a lower or a lower RGB camera or lower cost camera. So here, if you could see, we have done this training and testing where the RGB sensor, the RGB data is passed and vegetation is identified. Not only that, the quality of the vegetation and the quantity of vegetation index, that is the CO2 that is present, or the carbon calculations are also being done by this deep learning model. So what we have developed is a deep learning model which has put on the cloud, which is scalable, which gives location intelligence. So what it does is the drone flies over the particular field, or you can normally scan the field with your cell phone, and it converts these images and gathers the geospatial location of that particular plot of land. The on the cloud it processes what where the pesticide is required the most, and that location, the latitude and longitude, is recorded. After that, the drone goes and sprays on that particular patch, and that gives a sustainable ecosystem and a sustainable spraying. So if you could see what is the proposition over here is this: we are basically a cloud deployed solution software suite that we are selling it to the cooperatives, to the private organizations, who in turn have the manpower, who in turn hold the huge land parcels, and who in turn would make sure that the adoption of such drone technology is done. What we do is we enable to do precision agriculture. We enable them to perform precision agriculture with our software solution, which grows to precise location. It not only monitors what the current status of the drone is, it also monitors what sprayed pesticide is done, and you can do due diligence also based on this particular software. So this is our go to market plan, and this is our revenue model, and this is our deep learning. So hi judges. So basically everyone would be asking, like everyone says AI, ML and deep learning model all into the place. But let me tell you that the capability of this deep learning model is using a RGB camera. You have been able to identify the analytics from a multispectral point of view, from a LiDAR point of view. Now, giving in a simple sense, suppose my hand is fractured and I have to I take a photo and I train that photo model on an AI. The AI will tell whether this picture of my hand is fractured or not. But I have not done a CT scan on it. I have not done an MRI. I have not done X-ray on it. So such analytics such as X-ray, MRI, and and others are given through the multispectral and the LiDAR sensors. Now these sensors also help us to find out what the canopy spread of the plant in itself is and what is the carbon percentage in the particular plant. It also identifies the various plant characteristics. So usually when you see in many solutions that point that scan a leaf and then they tell you the analytics of that particular leaf, whether that leaf is healthy. This does a plot analysis, the entire field analysis, and that's why this particular solution can be deployed quickly. Now, when we talk of deep learning and when we talk of GIS, there is a huge land parcel. Basically, 200 GB plus of data is to be processed, and such a processing cannot be done on a PC unit or on a mobile unit, and that's why it has been processed on the cloud. Not only that, you need an expert to orthophoto the leveling field, create ortho mosaic, and then create analytics. Doing the traditional way, such a method takes 5 to 6 working days, and this can be done quickly and easily by the model on the cloud itself within a few minutes. And top of that, you can also see that we could also have a proposition where we are also giving you the lease management and the drone analytics. So not only the drone is giving you where to do the precision spraying, it also identifies or also controls the drone. So basically it pairs with the drone, it does autonomous takeoff and landing of the drone, and it performs the spraying. Now such an asset has to be, you have to lease the asset. We also track where the current location of that asset is. For that, we have done is the asset management and software suite of the particular software. Now, if you could see, these are the results, and basically this is how it would be integrated. So it has its own capabilities, but integrating it with Geo AWS, Krishi AWS, and Geo Krishi ET, it could further benefit the model and create a better solution in itself. And this is the basically the mode of us is that we can do carbon calculations, which can also be used in ESG calculations of steel industries, mining industries, etc. And on top of that, when we have done an IFCO survey of 2,500 drones, when IFCO wanted to deploy, they wanted to have a lease management software suite, and that software suite has been added into this particular cloud solution. And this is the code and data workflow. So this is how the revenue model works and the deployment cost, and this is how the entire code would look like. So yeah, that's it from my end. Any questions?
Right. Thanks. Pretty exciting, technical sort of, high dose presentation. So congratulations for that. And you explained it very well using the analogy. Uh, See, I just wanted to understand, is this, is this something which you have been doing for past year or a
Yes, sir.
couple of years, or is this a company, it's a
So
private limited, is it your hobby, right?
Uh, so I'm a individual contributor to this, and I'm an aeronautical engineer, and I've been working on drones from from very a long time. But this
Yeah.
particular solution I've been working in from last 3 months or so,
So
because the development of the
what is your
deep learning
exact
model itself
product that
takes
you are
time.
selling? What is your revenue model? I mean, what are you selling? How do you plan to monetize this?
So basically, this is a software suite. This software suite could be sold to the private players. It could be sold to the government cooperative societies or IFCO or companies like IFCO. And IFCO was interested in buying this software suite. Now, what this does it not only does the operations of the drone in itself, but it also finds where to do the precise agriculture, like where to do the precise spraying of the drone. And it also does the asset management. So this is a software suite or a software solution to manage their drones, to make sure the insurance is working, what type of farmer is spraying, who is the farmer, what is the plot land, and it also collecting the data for them. So this data is already getting collected in the cloud itself. And now most of the tenders, be it the government side or the private side, are requiring them to gather the information data from the drone spraying also, and also do autonomous spraying. That is the GCS, that is using. So basically the controller is your mobile phone, and this software enables you, because it is on the cloud. From your mobile phone you log in, you have credentials, so all your flight logs, all your data is being stored directly. So there is a and there is a true requirement of the internet, so it is a kind of a IoT device, and we are enabling, the software is enabling the the entire ecosystem.
Right, right. So, I mean, is there a proof of concept that you may have already done, and what were the
Yes, sir.
parameters on which its success was measured? I mean, just name three, I think, right? And what were the success results on those parameters is what I wanted to know.
Yes, sir. So this was done on a 50 acre plot land. So the training was done on a 50 acre plot land, while the deep learning solution was deployed. And then on the Uttar Pradesh farm in Mirzapur, we had done a pilot, or basically a testing of it. And there we found out, not only we had a ground truth evaluator also there, we had a soil expert also there. So we not only it did perform its task completely in a quicker time, less fertilizers were used, and also it was quicker, because that same asset could be deployed to 3 to 4 fields altogether. Because what happens is, once you spray a fertilizer, it tends to jump and next field. So when we did continuously around the plot, the field land, we found that the efficiency was increased by 25 to 30%, because you are using less fertilizers, you're using you have less time is used, and the cost has also gone down. So basically, where a normal person will just fly a drone and just spray everywhere on the field, this was doing quickly, and it also maps it accordingly. So we also have our firmware. So what my software does is, it finds the latitude longitude in that particular field, and it transfers it in the form of firmware using mavlink. So then the drone captures that particular data, and it does the spraying. So it can be tailored to any drone that is in the market. So any any drone,
Yeah, got it. I think
agricultural
let's
drone.
oh, let it be right. Our co-panelist, I mean the co-jury member. Let them have a chance to ask a question. I think we got
Sure,
your
sure,
point.
sir.
Thank you.
Sure, sir.
Thank you. So, congratulations. As the earlier jury member said, it seems like you've been doing this for a life and a lifetime. So, thank you. You've scaled it up in a context that you talked. Just 3 months is quite amazing. I was just wondering about two things. One, there'll be a lot of people who'll claim more or less the same. I've been into GeoGenX. There have been people who've talked about this business of precise droning and so, how do you really differentiate yourself through a third party metric? And second, of course, we'll come to that if there's time. But fundamentally, as any innovator, you are full of confidence. You know everything is unique. But how do you establish your uniqueness, Omkarji?
So basically, what we are also what I have seen from my entire sphere is the uniqueness for this particular solution is not everyone is able to do AI and deep learning on a scale level, because it requires a lot
Then
of
allow
time
me,
and
allow
effort.
me, allow me. I'm
Yeah,
also a claimant. I'm your competitor. And I'm
yeah.
going to say exactly the same things, perhaps add something more. Unless you have a third party validation, you will not be able to match my sort of claims or my
So
money power or my communication power. So, how do you use third party validation to your advantage? Do you have any at all? Or is it just a claim or your own experience?
no, sir. So this particular is going is one is was going to be deployed by one of the leading drone manufacturers in their particular software suite. So they were directly buying it. They were directly buying the model in itself into their particular software suite, and it gets just integrated with using APIs. Also, the proof of concept has been done, and in terms of validity, if you could say, I was also doing a pilot project for JSW where their mines we were doing for carbon calculation using the same model. So we had that particular industry where carbon calculations was to be done for the entire trees. So we flew this drone with an RGB camera, and it tried to convert the carbon calculations, and we tried to match it with the actual or ground truth carbon calculations and refine the model. So that pilot was done.
So proof of concept is that others are buying it, so I should buy it rather than from a competitor.
No, so
There's no
so I
third
have
party
so
by data. Say, for example, there's a car. You'll say the one that goes at 200 miles does better than one who does 150 miles per hour. There could be some other parameter that you have in mind. But ideally, the claim of an entrepreneur is always matched with a claim of another person. How would you differentiate yourself besides, of course, like you said, some initial clients and you are in conversation?
Basically, with this particular, maybe I would have a first mover advantage. Is that what I'm looking for? And I'm trying to, get this technology as quicker as possible to hands of people for initial testing, because
So a
being an individual, it is hard.
lot of first movers actually seed the market to someone who comes next. It's not often enough to have the first mover advantage. You probably know about the concept of moat. Unless you can
Yeah.
erect a moat, your first mover advantage could actually be making the market open to a third or a seventh or a 12th mover. So, fine. You made your point. I don't think we have much time, but if you want a quick rejig to your revenue model and just walk us in like 30 seconds, what is the revenue model?
Yeah, sir. So basically, what we are trying to do is we are trying to, initially give it as a trial basis, or to the particular government cooperatives who are trying to, who have already bought these particular drones. For example, IFCO itself are the initial customers, because they have already paid 2,500 plus drones of orders. So we are already doing the beta for them, where we are also doing their lease management. So here, if we could see, we are already developing the lease management suite for IFCO. So initially, we are giving them a lease management software suite along with precision agriculture. So we are binding their autopilot with our particular software and trying to sell it to them. Later, if we have that particular funding in that sort, we would have a product software fix. So where we would have a bundled product that would we would try to pitch it to the various private cooperatives and stuff. And right now, our revenue rolls around subscription models for the software, but basically, we are also open to one-time sale of the software for a particular drone in itself. So we are patching it with the drone UID number and its firmware, and we are locking it with the key numbers and the log numbers. So we are making sure that that doesn't get replicated.
Siddharth, no questions from me anymore. All yours are
Sure.
the hosts here. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you, Omkar. I think wonderfully
Thank you.
grounded
Thank you,
and
sir.
well experienced, and I think you have a real first-hand experience, which kind of is pretty encouraging that you have worked so hard for this. So thank you, Ashmita. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, team. As the jury has said, that was quite an impressive presentation. Now, let us allow the jury a minute to complete their scoring on this team. While they make their assessments, let us have some fun. Here are some interesting trivia questions about Reliance. Try to guess the answers in the comment section. The first person to answer the correct question will have some amazing T.U.P merchandise. Ready, people? Here we go. Unfortunately, we did not have any right answers. We will have this round one more time. I hope we can get more faster replies and more correct replies because we have a lot of goodies in store for you. Till then, we'll move on to the next team. The next team we have Papaya Pop. All the best, team, for your presentation.
Greetings to all. Today I'm excited to introduce you to a groundbreaking project that could transform our urban landscapes and combat air pollution in a way we have never imagined. Liquid algae. Imagine a future where heavily polluted urban areas, like the bustling city of Delhi, can breathe fresh air without relying solely on traditional trees and greenery. Liquid algae is not just a concept, it's a futuristic and innovative solution designed to replace the vital functions of trees in densely populated cities where planting and growing real greenery are simply not practical. Our project utilizes a state of the art bioreactors filled with microalgae, turning polluted air into a source of fresh oxygen. In fact, similar project was named Liquid 3 was developed by University of Belgrade, Serbia in response to high levels of pollution in the city. The project has already been installed in Belgrade and has been shown to be effective in removing CO2 and producing O2 and biomass. At the heart of liquid algae is a bench-like structure embedded with photobioreactor equipped with utilities such as charging ports for citizens, and the system is incorporated with a pressure pump, a bubble column, and solar panels to create a holistic approach to urban air purification. The pressure pump draws in polluted air, directing it to the photobioreactor, where microalgae, fueled by natural sunlight, perform photosynthesis, converting water and carbon dioxide into fresh oxygen. What sets liquid algae apart is the incredible ability of microalgae to passively filter out heavy metal contaminants through bioabsorption, binding them to their chemical structure. This not only purifies the air but actively tackles harmful pollutants, making it a comprehensible solution for the urban environment facing severe pollution challenges. Moreover, liquid algae isn't just about cleaner air. The system can be integrated into smart city technologies, working seamlessly with air quality sensors and traffic management systems to create a more efficient and sustainable urban environment. Its scalability allows us to cover larger areas, providing more oxygen and enhanced purification. In summary, liquid algae is not just a technology with futuristic design, it's a promising project with potential to revolutionize urban greenery and air purification. It's a sustainable and effective alternative to traditional trees in heavily polluted urban areas with limited space. As we look towards the future, liquid algae represents a significant step towards creating healthier, cleaner, and more sustainable cities. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Introducing you to BioElixir, where we are trying to provide a solution to the growing pollution problems in our metro cities, especially in Delhi. Delhi is not just our capital city, but also one which ranks fourth among the most polluted ones. As winter arrives, we see worsening conditions and growing concerns for health deterioration. As such, we have come up with the idea of reducing pollution by introducing photobioreactor structures with the vision of transforming the future of air.
That's why we are bringing BioLexir's photoreactors, which would be like liquid trees that can be placed on rooftops, shopping malls, parking lots, etc. The design will be aesthetically pleasing, easy to operate, and environmentally friendly. They will be able to reduce the levels of particulate matter, nitrogen oxide, sulfur dioxide, and other heavy contaminants in the air by up to 90%. They also provide a source of renewable energy, biofuel, and fertilizers, and most important of all, oxygen. We will be able to combat climate change, improve public health, and enhance public livability. That's why we bring you BioLexir.
To achieve this, we would need resources like algae, our main component, sensors, etc., to produce the structure. We can collaborate with government, NGOs, and research facilities to establish and further innovate these structures. Currently, our competitors would include photobioreactor producers and the air purifier market.
Now let's look at some of the cost factors. The initial investment for setting up and constructing the photobioreactors is comparable to other green solutions, such as solar panels or wind turbines. The microalgae cultivation would be relatively low, accordingly, as they only require water, light, and nutrients. The maintenance and monitoring are minimal, as the photobioreactors are self-regulating and will be equipped with sensors and alarms. The scalability would also be high, as the photobioreactors can be customized and modularized to fit any space or demand. BioElixir would be a lifesaver and a world shaper.
With the Indian air pollution control market estimated to reach $4.4 billion by 2027 and the air purification system market expected to hit $1.5 billion by 2026, BioElixir is well positioned to make a significant impact. BioElixir is an initiative that takes inspiration from Liquid 3, harnessing the power of microalgae to combat air pollution. In a 600-liter system, it employs microalgae to bind carbon dioxide and produce pure oxygen through photosynthesis, and the impact is astounding. It can replace the oxygen producing capacity of two 10-year-old trees, offering a sustainable alternative to traditional greenery. In conclusion, BioElixir is not just a solution for air pollution. It's a versatile tool that can transform parking lots, educational institutes, and bus stops into green, sustainable spaces. Together, let's embrace this transformative approach and build a future where nature thrives in the heart of our cities. Thank you.
Good. I think a lot of very futuristic innovation and assumptions have been made. So one basic premise that you are working on is that, and let me frame this as a question. I mean, what is the photosynthetic efficiency of green algae versus the highest photosynthetic efficiency of a plant species in the world? Can you answer that question?
Like few of the articles or the research materials that we have checked upon, it is roughly up to 5 to 10%, which could be actually utilized and then it would be converted into biomass. So, I mean, which would be further used for other purposes as well. So we have different uses of the product as such. So that is what I think would be more focused view of that, because a lot of energy is not being captured. So we are trying to come up with trying to come up with a variety of algae which would be able to have more efficiency in that aspect, because if there is low light, then there is a problem of less efficiency accordingly. So for that, we have identified one strand which is known as cholera vulgaris. That strand is basically most effective and most widely used in photobioreactors as well.
Yeah, but that produces algae biomass. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
the best algae for absorption of CO2. I also want you to reconsider when you said that, right, algae absorbs nitrogen, NO2, and other greenhouse gases and particulate matter. I think that is not a statement which is very well grounded in factual science, because algae or for that matter, any plant does not take any uh, right thing. Which, I mean, why would a living organism eat anything which is harmful for itself, right? Why would it take NO2? Why would it take particulate matter? It goes against the principles of science, right? Second
You-
is, I mean, it can be expensive. I mean, you have to see whether it compares very well with photosynthesis. I mean, the PV, right? Solar PV. I mean, because you have
Right,
to ultimately use the land area.
right.
But that is a big spiel on this. I want you to tell me which three companies in algae industry have you studied, and what are they actually doing? Have they folded up, or who are the industry leaders in this space? I mean, even if you tell me that, that would be pretty exciting for me to hear.
So what we researched about, and we came up with these, the thing that is, I'm presenting it now. So the competitors which we think are the most relevant in this aspect is the Femex Solutions. Then there is Lesilil Solutions, Innovative Systems, and then there is APS Lifetech. So these are very niche, I would say. They are still growing in aspects of, like, they are still trying to get the efficiency of their photobioreactors up to a certain, I would say, they are trying to up level that, which is still in progress. I would say they are not industry leaders. This whole industry itself is a very niche one, I would say.
Okay, so over to Rohit sir. I mean, it's a very futuristic idea. I mean, let me have your thoughts. I mean, yeah.
Well, I would request what I often ask innovators and the people who are, catching people like me who are possibly less informed than them. What if you were in the Burj Khalifa or whatever elevator with me? And what would be your 20-second or 30-second elevator pitch, which could include, among other things, why you're different, why you are going to crack it, win it. So, suppose you didn't have all this time and all these multimedia tools. What would you say in 30 seconds, which could possibly lead to a longer and a more productive meeting?
Firstly, I would try to emphasize on the point that
You
our
can say,
major
you can
procedure.
talk to me in first person, just so that I know
Okay,
how
sir. So,
compelling. The Rohit,
first of all, I would like
yes,
to
this
talk.
is me.
First of all, like, I would like to talk about the pollution that is going on in the metro cities. It is very, I mean, very dire need to look after it. We are still trying to cope up with the smog guns and such, which is not at all effective. There is a lot of, especially in winter seasons, there are a lot of smog and problems related to lungs are causing problem to people, and a lot of infections are also happening. So this solution which we have brought would be futuristic for now, but I would say this would be more like a day to day in the future. So I would really like you to drive your attention to
So
this
also,
innovation
like,
that we're
if we
coming up
want to
with.
start,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
by now
So
the
also we can
elevator is
also
just
probably
about
start
to
with, do
reach
you
the
think?
top. It's about to reach the top, and
Yeah.
you have
Do
not
you think?
introduced yourself. You have not talked to me. You've talked about pollution in general. So we can start again.
Yeah, so
Okay,
probably
Jyoti, you
I'll
can try.
start with just one statement. Just one statement. And that would be, do you think you can use algae and more make the Burj Khalifa more aesthetically pleasing while also providing a solution for the environment? So that would be my very starting statement, so that they can probably ask, like, how can you use algae, which is not really considered aesthetic, right? And
Yeah.
it's we are in a Burj Khalifa, and so probably that would be the starting line, so that they get curious. And even if they leave the elevator, even at that point, they would still have like some kind of inking in their back of their mind, algae and aesthetic and pollution. Maybe they will go ahead and search for that on their own and then call us back.
Okay. So you'll give me your card, and you'll make something which is contextual, attempt it without being tried, and hope for the best that I come back to you. That's a
Yes.
valid enough. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Back to you, Siddharji.
Look, team, I think, I somehow I wanted to elicit a response out of you on the when I asked you, right, which are the two companies in the world which are at the cusp of bleeding edge technology in this field. I think the two companies are, I think, Reliance and Exxon. So we do understand all of this in much granularity. So my summary, and without any bit of and it's more of a right encouragement. I think it's a very complicated subject, and billions of dollars have been burned on this topic already.
Right.
And right, I mean, I there was a comment in which Burj Khalifa is supposed to look good, right? But algae, like any other organism or plant, actually dies also. When it dies, you have to dispose it off, right? Otherwise it starts stinking. So there are a lot of ifs and buts in this. I think you obviously you have to do a lot more scientific diligence on this topic, and then conclude whether this is the right track to devote the next 10 years, because it is a moonshot, right? And
Right.
it can be highly complex and challenging, right? So we'll leave you with that bit of advice. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank you,
a lot,
Siddharth sir.
sir.
Thank you, Rohit sir.
Take this as a challenge, ladies and gentlemen. Take it as a challenge and prove us wrong. Literature review, all the granularity you heard, being able to clearly indicate how you're different and how you'll erect a moat, as I talked about in the earlier conversation. All these lead to fascinating things. So maybe we didn't get totally what you wanted to say, but if you can just refine it a little bit and work on your scientific literature. Of course, we didn't hear Reliance, so probably we felt a little disappointed. But thank you very much for your time. Look forward to your growth.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for
Thank
the
you,
kind
sir.
words.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
We'll
jury.
take it,
Thank you,
like,
team.
we'll always take your advices.
Thank you, team. Thank you, jury. That was quite an intent take on the problem at hand. Now let us move on to the next team. But right before that, I would want to mention that for our previous question round, we have Gaurav Kumar who did come out as the correct answer. Gaurav Kumar, I request you to get in touch with us on our social media handles, or you can get in touch or send an email to us on support@unstop.com. We have goodies awaiting for you. Now we will move on to the next team. The next team is Boss Bunch. Boss Bunch, all the best for your presentation.
I really don't know if I should be happy about India becoming a manufacturing hub, or should be cribbing about the fact that 6 of our cities are amongst the top 10 most polluted ones across the globe. I think we all can gauge where we are heading to. And if not, let's imagine. Let's imagine a world where the air is so bad that it's hard to breathe. Oceans are so acidic that the marine life is struggling to survive. And the temperatures are so high that it's unbearable to be outside. If you think I'm talking about a dystopian world, you're completely mistaken. It's a very real possibility that might hit us in the near future if we don't act right now.
And that's exactly where Reliance comes to the picture. We are proposing that Reliance diversifies into carbon sequestration technology. To put it simply, it's just sucking out carbon dioxide from the environment and storing it. Our commitment aligns with India's net zero carbon emissions by 2070. Saudi Aramco delved into carbon sequestration research in 2010, which means we are already 10 years behind. Warren Buffett's substantial investment in a firm called Occidental Petroleum, which is already betting upon carbon sequestration in the future, is another testimony. Along with the nation lagging behind in sustainable technological advancement, there also lies the vested interest of our health getting deteriorated. And this creates an urge to at least neutralize the carbon footprints.
But to attain this, individual efforts fall away short. Executing such a project involves a globally influential and socially conscious organization, exactly where Reliance TUP is positioned today, to pull off a project of this scale. Now that we have understood there's a dire need for Reliance to get into this domain, let's understand how the whole process of carbon sequestration works. The process begins with capturing carbon at the originating source itself from the fumes coming out of the chimney during the combustion process. This ensures that the carbon is captured at the point where it is present in a highly concentrated manner. Now, the method of capturing could depend on the composition of steel as well as on the industry. This the carbon engineering process takes place, and at a very high temperature, it gets transformed into a compressed CO2. Then this is transported and can either be stored or used in the manufacturing processes of steel, cement, etc. This process ensures that a lot of carbon dioxide is not emitted into the atmosphere. Just to put things into perspective, One such plant can do the work of 40 million trees.
Internal adoption of carbon sequestration will facilitate cost optimization in two major ways. Firstly, storing carbon underground would enhance the quality and capacity of the existing reservoirs. Furthermore, it will reduce the company's dependence on borrowing carbon credits.
Moreover, this increases the ESG score of Reliance and makes sure it becomes a sustainable company. This in turn helps them to raise finances in future with the help of green bonds, which in turn reduces their cost of capital. By deploying carbon capture and storage solutions, industry can ensure that they continue to expand without compromising on their environment.
A very good afternoon to the jury members. Have we ever imagined what would happen if the carbon that we emit into the environment can be sent back to the ground when it harms no one? It looks like a fairy tale plot, right? That's exactly what we, the Boss Bunch, want to bring to life. With an objective of creating a solution to a real world problem embodying sustainability, we propose Reliance to undertake a carbon capture utilization and storage project, also called CCUS. Upon conducting secondary research and conversing with industry veterans such as senior analysts from ONGC and PwC, we came to know that adopting CCUS will become important in future, not only from an enhanced efficiency point of view, but also to abide by the carbon emission cap placed by the government. So, how does the big picture look like? This is a process where carbon is captured at its originating source and is further transferred to a sequestration system where it is compressed into pure carbon dioxide. And from there on, it can either be stored or transported for usage across industries. We recommend capturing carbon at the source itself because as the concentration of carbon dioxide decreases, the cost per unit to capture it increases, as presented in the graph.
Now, let's move on to understanding the business model. The B2B model that we are proposing is a three-phase revenue model. The phase one deals with the carbon neutrality goal for Reliance. This leads to cost optimization through internal adoption of the carbon sequestration system, wherein captured carbon is stored underground and which replenishes the quality as well as the capacity of the existing reservoirs. Moreover, it would help Reliance to reduce its dependence on borrowing carbon credits. Phase 2 focuses on achieving carbon positivity. Here, the carbon market is the primary source of revenue. A commitment to carbon positivity turns into a tangible economic advantage by trading excess carbon credits generated to carbon negative companies. The phase 3 is a bird's eye view to a long term growth prospect where Reliance aims to become a global supplier of the carbon sequestration infrastructure.
Now that we have seen the company's prospects, it's important to understand if the industry landscape is competent enough to facilitate such a tech proposal. We conducted a pestle. Talking about the utilities of the project, the stored carbon can act as a primary raw material for various industries, including cement, steel, and petrochemicals. This also aligns with the Reliance Group's ESG goals. In conclusion, the commitment to sustainability is not just a responsibility, it's an opportunity for Reliance to shape the future of a sunrise industry. We are confident that this visionary initiative will not only optimize the internal costs, but also position us as pioneers in driving sustainable change across the industry. Thank you.
We are now open to questions.
Right. So thank you for the sharing this idea. I mean, see, this is of course futuristic, but I mean, what is the innovation exactly that you are kind of pointing out? I mean, this is fairly standard commentary, right? That one has to do direct air capture or some other form of carbon capture and then sequester the carbon to some applications. So, what I was looking for is have you developed a very novel application of CO2 which you are going to present a business plan on, right? Or elevator pitch on, right? So what I gather is right, a basic ideation roadmap, right, from a helicopter view ideation roadmap. So what exactly is your proposal, right? As a business plan, what is your proposal? I mean, this requires obviously a lot of billions of dollars of investment. So what role are you as a team looking to play and monetize in your specific company or specific venture that you are presenting?
Okay, so sir, the carbon sequestration technique already exists, and companies know that they can actually they should use it. But what we are proposing is that there would be multiple benefits if Reliance adopts it right now. First, it would help in its if it puts the carbon dioxide in its own oil wells, which would help to increase the capacity as well as the quality. So that's actually a revenue model. Further, the major revenue model which we are
Yeah, so
aiming to.
coming to, sorry to interject. So coming to this specific example, can you give me the economics of injecting CO2 into the well, right? How does that work? Why is it profitable for me?
Right, so I'll be helping in that. So what happens is when we are extracting oil with the help of oil rigs from the oil wells, sometimes when the oil capacity depletes in the ground, it becomes sticky and it becomes difficult to extract. But what happens when CO2 is added to that particular oil field, it acts as a lubricant. So that lubricant, what it does is it replenishes the quality, the quantity, and
So
it makes.
let's talk some numbers, because this is an MBA, this is a business plan. So either in dollar per barrel or dollar per ton of CO2, you give me actual numbers, no? What do I stand to gain?
So for like when we were doing our pilot testing and when we were doing our secondary research, we found out that currently it takes $25 for for the extraction of 1 ton of carbon dioxide. This is the minimum cost. It varies. It can go from $25 to $75. But as and when carbon sequestration system is produced, like it is integrated in the system, maybe the initial cost is quite high, but over the years the benefit, the lower down of the cost that it does, it makes it around $5 to extract 1 ton of carbon dioxide.
Moreover, like we were basically focusing on the carbon credits trade thing. So the thing is that one carbon credit is traded between somewhere around like $15, and it can go up till I think around $120. So so our main model is the carbon credit thing, which we are going to achieve in near future.
So are you saying you generate carbon credits by injecting CO2 into an oil well and using it to produce additional oil recovery? I mean, are you really suggesting that?
So when we carbon sequestration process, over years we tend to become carbon neutral and then carbon positive. When we become carbon positive, we have some excess credits to fund the carbon negative companies. And then when we trade the credits with carbon negative companies, that is our revenue model over here. And as the digitization is going up, as the technology startups are
Team,
rising, digital
my
footprint.
limited view on this topic is for specific application of oil recovery, right? Additionality clause of CO2 credit generation would not be met. So it won't really generate any credits. So over to my, I think, co-panelist for his set of questions.
No, I think I'll take it from where you left off, Siddhartha. I think the critical question you might want to add, one, I want to appreciate the fact that you took trouble to make it as relevant to Reliance Industries and probably catch the ear of the jury, unlike probably an earlier context where we were lost on what to make out of it. But for sure, I think the question that Siddharji has posed to you, irrespective of this contest, try and do the math a little deeper. And perhaps you've done it and you're not able to present it, but fundamentally, that has to coexist with the logic that you have done. That you get the credits, you actually in the business, and therefore it makes a lot of circularity of sorts. If you do that, your presentation, besides of course the secondary research which you've talked about already, would be very useful. Thank you.
So may I answer that?
Yeah.
Okay, so sir, when we were conducting some secondary researches, we even saw that ONGC is also building up such a facility, which under which they are going to capture carbon for zero point 0.5 million tons. And when we do the maths, by even taking the very basic amount that if we trade carbon credits worth at the rate of $12 for each carbon credit, so the math was coming out to be around that we are going to generate a revenue of around 50,000 crores. So that is what we were actually hoping to generate out of this system. That is for just 1 year.
Okay, fair enough. I think you are right about in the ballpark. So yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you
So,
for your efforts. I think your heart is in the right place, your thought process is in the right place, and for sure you should be able to bring in a more compelling component of math into this presentation. But I mean, this is why we have so much faith in the new generation, which is fundamentally we're looking at a big societal problem and linking it to the logic of business. So thank you very much. I have emerged with appreciation and admiration for your effort. Thank you.
thank you so
Thank
very
you
much.
so
So,
much.
it's a pleasure to present.
Thank you, team. That was an excellent effort. We'll just allow our jury 1 more minute for scoring this team while they make while they make their assessment. Let's go back to the question. Are we ready for the question, guys? Here we go. We expect quick answers and we have our winner here, guys. We have Amrita from IMU. Amrita, we request you to reach out to us on our social media handle, or you can email to us on support@unstop.com. We have merchandise waiting for you. Let's move on. We are ready for our next team. I'd like to call upon Suhas and team. All the best, Suhas.
Reliance Group has recently acquired Campa Cola, a brand that triggers nostalgia amongst the 90s kids. But is nostalgia enough for its sustainability against its bigger counterparts Pepsi and Coke? Differentiation is the need of the hour, and what better way to differentiate than to appeal to the memories of playing in the fields and climbing on trees for the 90s kids? We came up with a two-pronged differentiating solution. The first is the Green Cap initiative, wherein the caps of the bottles of Campa Cola are made with biodegradable materials. But the twist to this green cap is that it is embedded with seeds which, when planted, will germinate towards a better tomorrow. The marketing campaign will be called Plant a Campa Cola. The campaign will encourage social media users to share their photographs and stories using hashtag Campa for Nature. The motto for the campaign is drink, recycle, plant, and repeat. The milestones are set to be achieved over a period of approximately 8 months and will cover the phases of research and development, pilot production and marketing preparation, nationwide rollout and expansion, and monitoring the reception. Apart from the first planting solution, a second bin planting solution has been suggested. Campa bins will act as out-of-home advertisements and create awareness. The vision of this Campa bin initiative is to have a world without waste. The aim is to accelerate bottle collection and support a goal of achieving 100% bottle recycling by 2025. We have also rendered 4 user personas for our product. The test markets selected are the 4 major cities of India: Bangalore, Delhi, Chennai, and Mumbai, which is the home ground of Reliance. The test markets are chosen on the basis of 3 factors: 1. High usage of bottled beverages, 2. Ease of retrieval for recycling, and 3. Public surveillance. Our choice of material is PHA, which has been chosen after a meticulous study of alternative materials. PHA is better suited for the domestic and industrial scenario according to our research. Campa Cola uses PET bottles, most of which are 600 ml and 2 liter SKUs. Presented on the screen are our estimates of the financial aspects of the 2 suggested solutions. We aim to see a greener world for our future generations and would love to join hands with Reliance Group towards making the world a better place to live in, one step at a time. Thank you. Okay, so our team has come up with an innovative idea to minimize the plastic waste in our economy. So we are all aware of the menace that is posed by plastic waste. Every year, about a staggering 500 billion plastic bottles flood our planet, and shockingly, only 29% of these bottles get recycled. The primary threat to our environment of these bottles are the bottle caps, as most of them are not recycled, and they are leaked into the environment into the form of micropollutants. What if we told you that your favorite beverage could be more than just a refreshing drink? Enter the Green Cap initiative of Campa Cola, where every green colored cap is biodegradable and it contains a seed. Imagine this: you buy your favorite Campa Cola drink, and suddenly you're twisting off the cap to a greener future. With our Plant a Cola campaign, you can simply drink, plant, recycle, and repeat. But that's just the tip of the bottle. Let's dig a bit deeper towards our aim to develop an innovative circular economy solution for sustainable packaging and at the same time position Reliance Campa brand as synonymous with sustainability. This will be done through our Campa Bins initiative, which will be explained by Amber.
Okay, so what are Campa bins? Campa bins would be installed in these of the cities for the test markets initially. So you will find something common in all four of these spots: colleges, tech parks, highway food courts, and shopping malls. These are under public surveillance. So once we installed and have our fixed costs in the Campa bins, where you can put your bottles and it will get shredded, and it would be tailor made for pyrolysis, so that PET recycler could collect and directly make new bottles for them. So so we are creating a value chain here. So suppose here you can see in the number one, Campa Cola would be producing the Campa bins, and it is a one time cost. We'll be installing them, and later on we'll have a maintenance cost for it. And further on, the PET recyclers will collect it, and they will have a lower cost. There is no cost of washing it. There is very less cost of collection, and it would be tailor made and directly ready made for pyrolysis. And bottle manufacturers and bottlers can pass on the whatever proceeds that we get from this value chain. Further on, it will help us have a great leverage while negotiating terms of packaging material with all this, because we are controlling this value chain. And the most important thing is that all this, we are getting free marketing. We are using sustainability as a differentiator among our big counterparts like Pepsi and Coca-Cola. So it will help us to get some free marketing, and it will position Campa Cola as a brand which is synonymous to sustainability. So we are trying to make a world a better place, one sip at a time. Thank you. That was our time. We are open for questions.
So I think a lot of ideas are on sustainability in this edition, and it gladdens, as a big conglomerate and a company which has one of the highest wallet share of Indian consumers. It gladdens our heart to see that the young generation is thinking so intensely about sustainability and climate change. Uh, so, I mean, I just want you to walk me through in 10 seconds exactly which part of the supply chain or value chain are you looking to participate. You want to be like a plastic bottle collector, you want to be an owner of pyrolysis plants, you want to be end retailer of products made out of recycled plastic. What do you want to do exactly?
I'll take up this question. So, in the entire value chain, the idea is generated by Campa Cola itself. So, this is PHA, the material which is biodegradable in both a domestic and industrial setting. So, the idea here is to produce all of these bottle caps with the bottles that Campa Cola is already producing, and pass it on free of cost to the PET recyclers. So the entire value chain strengthens just because of all the negotiating power and the bargaining power that is being developed within the circle.
So, what are the cost points of PHA versus PET, right? These are the two materials that we are working with. What do you think are the cost
In
points?
in the top left corner, you can see a chart, a table of sorts. So here we compare the 600 ml and the 200 ml variants of both PHA and PET. So the entire idea is basically producing the bottle caps and the bottles separately. The bottle will be PET itself, the bottle caps will be PHA. This entire campaign is around sustainability so that people get aware that there are materials which are similar in user experience, or I should say same, exactly same in the user experience as PET, but which are biodegradable. So the bottle caps will be taken back and can be planted. There is a seed in the bottle cap. So the entire idea is within a
Why
span of
make the
6 to
supply
8.
chain, the value chain so complicated? I mean, if I'm recycling 80% of bottles, and pardon me for correcting that statistic, I mean, you keep on mentioning 15%, but I think the real number is 80% of the PET bottles in India are actually recycled through a very low cost collection chain, right? Where the rack pickers and the chain is very well established. And there are societal benefits to the strata which actually collects these PET bottles. So why change the bottle cap to PHA, right? When I can recycle. I mean, as a user of bottle, I'm not that much insensitive to, throw the cap away and then only recycle the lower part of the bottle, right? Does not ring a bell to
Right.
me.
So
Yeah.
definitely, sir, you are right. 85% of the bottles are being recycled, but of the 85% of the bottles, only 10% of the bottles have caps. So there is a huge difference between the number of bottles that are being recycled versus the caps that end up being recycled. So the caps are the major issue here. So majority of the plastic waste that leaches in the ground become microplastics is the bottle caps, not the bottle itself. And the bottle caps being PHA, being biodegradable, will create avenues to both for the company to have better quality of products in their packaging and
So who are
the
you going to
nature.
license the technology from? I mean, there are some companies where you can license the PHA technology. Can you name them?
Hello. Hello. Yeah, there is one, two, three companies are in the world. They are working on the PHA for biodegradable materials. So one is a Denima Scientifics, which is working on predominantly Nodax PHA, which will create bioplastic using oils from seeds plants, including palm, canola, and soy. So this is the main company which is working predominantly on this Nodax PHA. So which is a very compatible for the food where you want to use a PHA food materials.
Okay, got it, got it. Over to Rohit sir.
So if this was Chat GPT, it was very quick use. If it isn't, you guys are very smart. You have done deeper research, and I thought Siddharth had your middle stump, but you could defend and ward the ball off. So congratulations for that. I just wondering if you'll go back to just explaining to me what the core premise is. How is it different? How will you protect what you're trying to do? And therefore the issue of licensing of technology and so on and so forth. So can you give me the elevator pitch again?
So I'll answer this question. So let's
Question.
say we
You
can.
and I are in let's say the NMACC in Mumbai in the lift, and the lift goes very fast. It's very nice, very beautiful, big, but goes up very fast. And I'm carrying a bottle. I don't think we are allowed to carry a bottle, but suppose I am, and you have a trigger. What will you tell me, sir?
Sir, do you know that the bottle that you are carrying, most probably the bottle cap is not going to end up being recycled? What if I tell you there is a way that the bottle caps are also recycled and we create money out of this as well? So the products that we are already producing
You
in
are
the consumer products.
the bottle cap on my this thing, and I'm willing to listen to this all of a sudden coming to me for no context, nothing. Here's this very eager and extremely bright young person standing in front of me and launches. Is that how you would sell it?
uh, I'll try to lure you with the idea itself because I think the idea we have spent an enormous amount of time. That is the reason we are able to answer the questions. This was even before the idea was even before the TUP challenge. So we had been ideating this, and I think the idea is capable enough to garner your attention in a span of 30
But
seconds.
all yours. Back again. We press the floor number 3, and we
Right.
are all in it together.
So there is a way to make money out of this, and there is a huge opportunity to do sustainability marketing campaigns for Campa Cola. Campa Cola is a brand which has been present in the minds of the consumers, but the footprint is quite low. So there is an opportunity here, and I think we can talk more about this.
Okay. So why are you limiting it to Campa Cola? You probably are aware that Reliance works on platform thinking. So clearly, Campa is a smart way of trying to get my attention. But the problem or the solution would be industry wide, or are you going to just focus on one product which is still returning?
Sir, the idea about Campa Cola came from having marketing campaigns around this product, but a PHA can be applied to any of the consumer products that Reliance has. It is not just limited to Campa Cola. It can be proceeded on to different packaging materials that are used for non-consumer, non-food products as well. So Campa
Right.
Cola, just because the market already knows about this, and there is a huge upward potential for the brand itself. So uh, the trajectory is going to be very different in the longer run, but in the shorter run, we want to target it for Campa Cola.
Okay, think about it. I think that you might want to, broaden the pitch itself from Campa initially to get a hook in the person's mind, but quickly scale it up to an ambition which is far larger than just one company or one brand, because you are here to provide a solution at a societal level, not necessarily at a brand level.
Right.
But thank you, thank you. Over to you, Siddharth.
Team, I'm making a deal with you. I'll give you one additional point in my scoring if you can tell me how many crores of PET bottles do we recycle. You have 10 seconds to answer. As Reliance Recycle.
Reliance Recycle. With the company specific information, I'm quite lost at this moment. I have the industry and the nation statistics.
You can tell the industry. I'll make it half a point if Siddharth agrees. He's in a generous mood. It's okay. Tell us
Jane,
the
do you
industry.
want to answer that? It was there in the slide.
Yeah, ChatGPT may not work for 10 seconds. I mean, you got to know this number from the top of your head, huh? So, okay, we have passed 10 seconds. So, I don't think you're getting that one additional point. We do recycle Reliance 2 crore bottles a year.
Correct. So, therefore, the industry's problem that we are solving is somewhat self-evident to you guys in the answer.
Great, then, team. Thank you. I think you touched upon very good points related to sustainability of and recycling of the plastic bottle caps. I think it's an interesting market, an interesting innovation. I mean, provided it meets the cost points, it's going to be scaling up pretty well. So thank you. Over to the TUP hosting team.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for all the best.
Thank you, team. That was an extremely insightful presentation and a brilliant take on the issue. We're moving on to the last team for today's round. We have Team Builders K with us. All the best, team.
Imagine unlocking the vast potential of real estate investments with a groundbreaking concept, tokenized land. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, as the case may be, future investors. Meet Miss P, the landowner, and Mr. A, an investor, brought together by a revolutionary platform, Reality Nexus Solutions.
Ms. P divides her land into tradable tokens. Mr. A acquires tokens, providing capital for Ms. P's predetermined land development. Profit streams for investors, rental income from developed establishments. Tokens can be sold in secondary markets for a low-risk profit avenue. Owner benefits. 1. Ms. P gains capital without losing ownership, profiting from development and rentals. Secondly, diverse investment opportunities from large plots to small apartments. Last but not the least, secondary market trading and the buyback option ensures liquidity with a premium for the owner.
Our model, backed by a team of local analysts, ensures fair pricing and transparency. Investors are attracted to three key benefits: continuous profit potential from real estate value appreciation, risk mitigation through purpose-driven investments and diverse tokens, and landowners efficiently using capital for development without major financial burdens. Our centralized platform facilitates seamless transaction and strategic decision making, revolutionizing real estate dynamics for a mutually beneficial scenario between the landowners and the investors seeking low risk and high opportunities.
The tokenized land model innovatively integrates blockchain and land tokenization to address real estate challenges, particularly in India. It promotes inclusivity with features like fractional ownership and tradable tokens, making real estate investments accessible. Breaking norms, it introduces liquidity, purpose driven investment, and fractional ownership for a broader demographic. With scalability, it taps into India's growing $265.18 billion real estate market, leveraging blockchain for security. The revenue model includes transaction fees, premium token, buybacks, and potential partnerships, promising lucrative growth in digital era.
The tokenized land model aims for transformative impact and sustained business growth in the evolving real estate landscape. The 2024 roadmap includes a user-friendly platform with a real-time tracking, geographic expansion for regulatory compliance and language support, cutting-edge tech integrations in Q3, and community building in Q4. Looking to 2025, the plan involves financial product integrations, championing sustainability, and ensuring regulatory compliance with pursuing a global presence. Tech brilliance in every stride. Land tokens where value will abide. Futures call with innovation as a guide. Invest with us. On success will ride.
Realty Nexus Solutions, where innovation meets inclusivity, transforming real estate into a realm of opportunity for all, echoing the words of Mahatma Gandhi. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Greetings of the day, respected judges. I am Archit Agarwal,
And I'm Priyanshi Agrawal.
the co-founders of Realty Nexus Solutions, and we are here to pitch you an idea bringing about disruption in the prop tech industry. But first, we're talking about the business model and finally move on to the business canvas, encompassing all the aspects of this business.
Did you know, according to the NSSO survey 2013, just 7% of Indians own 47% of land, while the rest struggle to get the other 53. Realty Nexus Solutions introduces a transformative business model, bridging landowners and investors in the real estate sphere. By tokenizing land, the platform offers fractional ownership, liquidity, and purpose-driven investments. The process of returns has been clearly explained in the video played. The flow would help us increase the number of people investing in financial securities by a good percentage.
Priyanshi, if you could just get on to
Yeah.
the previous slide, please. Yes. So now let's delve into the business canvas once you have understood the business model through the video and a short introduction. So we serve a dual clientele, landowners seeking development funds and investors with limited capital, forging a mutually advantageous space. Its value proposition challenge the traditional real estate norms by offering liquidity, fractional ownership, and purpose-driven investments, ensuring inclusivity. Leveraging digital channels, the platform fosters seamless transactions, transparent communications, and user-friendly accessibility. Trust is paramount. Established through transparent dealings, guidance from local analysts, and community building initiatives. Diverse revenue streams include transaction fees, premium token buybacks, and many more, which contribute to the sustainable business model.
Key resources encompass cutting-edge blockchain technology, expert local analysis, and a robust digital infrastructure, ensuring secure and efficient operations. The platform's key activities involve facilitating tradable token transactions, providing expert guidance, ensuring regulatory compliance, and fostering a vibrant community. Strategic collaborations with financial institutions, regulatory bodies, and real estate developers further enhance the platform's reach and effectiveness.
Reliance Industries, with its robust financial backing, technological prowess, extensive network, trust brand reputation, and analytics expertise with the market access, can help us propel the Reality Nexus solutions to success in the prop tech industry. Together, we here stand for a cause. In a land of tokens, fortunes we weave. A Reality Nexus where dreams achieve, invest with us, and you will retrieve. Thank you so much for your time and undivided attention. Now we have a website, a demo website that we want to present.
Is it presenting?
Yes. So here we talked about the basic information, why should people invest in us, and the basic contact details and the co-founders, and a platform which could just directly redirect from the website to the portal. That's it from our side. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think a pretty innovative idea. I just was very curious. How would tokenization uh, weave itself in the land registration process, right? I mean, you buy a piece of land, then right typically in Maharashtra, I don't know where. I think this is you're from Chennai, right? So in Chennai, I think there's a lot of it's the land records are called patta records and all of that, right? In Maharashtra, we call it Sat Baras. How does it weave into all of this, right? You have to go to the sub registrar office. There's a conveyance deed. I want you to walk me through the entire process of how a token is going to smoothen this process.
Yes, sir. So we are not implementing such strategies in order to build a more easier process just for the registration. So what we would do is to once that land is bought by the particular person or the landowner, we say here, this person would come to our platform, and through various verification processes and an approval from the local analysts, the land would be tokenized into either bits of square feet that would be set by the landowner itself, or by bidding amounts. And now once this entire thing is tokenized in our platform, now they can trade those tokens in order to for the landowner, in order to get those capital, and for the token holder, one who is buying the tokens, he would get either monthly rental amount, which the I mean which the landowner would be providing after this land is put on rent, or once a major development is done on that particular land, once the person resells it, uh, the selling amount, the premium amount, would be sent over to the token holder based on the proportion of share the person or the token holder holds.
See, what if the developer or the landowner defaults? I mean, then the tokens are pretty much worthless, right? How do you propose to uh, ensure that the delivery of the project, right, or monetization of the land part is taken care of? Do
Yes,
you
sir.
even have a role in that? Because otherwise, the first typical transaction that you do and it fails, right, like a failed IPO, you're going to lose all your credibility.
Yes, sir. So, if we come to the land investment, this is an investment in which the return, I mean, the price or the value of the land would never decrease. Unless in case of extreme situations. Now, if a person is investing on that particular land, firstly we have a process, a verification process, and this agreement would be for n number of years. And after this n number of years, whatever the case be, if the development hasn't happened, the value of land remains the same, and that value of land could be bought back by the or has to be bought back by the landowner after n number of years, as mentioned in that particular agreement.
Okay, got it. I think there are a lot of regulatory issues in this, and of course, one has to navigate over a coming decade. Many issues will need to be navigated with due amount of traceability and correction, so that the end user does not suffer. So, over to my co-panelist to drill you further.
No, I haven't grilled anybody. You've done the better bit, but let me be the nice guy. Let me try to give you a chance to explain why this should be of interest to, say, Reliance.
Yes, sir. As I already mentioned, firstly, for us, this robust financial backing by Reliance could help us propel in this particular industry. And secondly, for Reliance, if we see various platforms like any platform in which trades financial securities and any stock, this has grown over the years. And now, if we see the growth of people increasing his disposable income and actually investing out of those disposable income, have largely increased. Now, Reliance, with the trust that I have built, could scale it into not just an Indian byproduct, but also somewhere we could serve on a global level. So, the since the disposable income is increasing, people are actually willing to invest, and there is very low risk and high return potential. people would be actually willing to invest, and through that impact, Reliance could earn a great margin.
Which business of Reliance you have in mind?
So as of now, if we talk about this particular industry would be a very new fit for the Reliance, or maybe create some diversification in the portfolio of the Reliance Industries.
Okay, so you you aim it as a diversification and not necessarily aligned to say Geo Financial Services.
So we are not providing financial services in particular. We would be we would be positioning ourselves as a land investment platform, and where we could just have some tradable tokens with a price ceiling and price floor kept by the local analysts and the regulated team. So this would be more of a tangent where people could invest in the real estate with a very low capital, but not into majorly financial securities or financial services that we provide. If the financial services part comes into the scene, then this would be a particular case where the person or the landowner is requiring credit for major developments on that land. But right now, as of now, we are just concerned about the value of land and the increase in the value of land to increase the, or maybe maximize the shareholders' return.
So, what is the societal impact of this? Could you summarize?
Yes, sir. So if we talk about the societal impact right now, as students, we also agree that we do not have that adequate capital to invest in large stocks, or maybe into companies with high value stock. If we talk about land investment has a very low risk, or maybe low risk appetiters could actually invest in that to gain a high amount of premium. And with this, we believe that not only the high value holders, or the people who have high disposable income, but we as students can also invest. This would lead to not just personal development of standard of living, but also increase in the overall impact on the society and the economic conditions.
Good. So you'll be buying more iPhones. What would you do with the extra money? No, that's just an aside. Thank you very much. This was very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
so
sir.
much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, team. That was quite an innovative and novel idea. Kudos to all the participating team. The variety of innovative ideas showcased today has been truly remarkable. Today's contest has heightened the bar with the promise to make this journey even more intense in the days to come. As you know, the winners of today's elimination round will be stepping into the regional finale of TUP 9, where you will be battling against winners of the other elimination rounds. Now, to quell the curiosity as to the winner and the runner ups for today's elimination round, the suspense will have to linger a bit longer. Rest assured, the results of today's elimination round will be declared on our social media handles shortly. So keep those social media notifications live. As we conclude this round of competition, we would like to express our heartfelt appreciation to the jury for their time and insightful questions to each one of the ideas presented today. We thank the audience and teams for making this an interactive and exciting event with their futuristic ideas. All the best to everyone. You are amazing. With that, this is Ashmita Joseph signing off for today. Keep following us on our social media handles and stay tuned for further updates. Stay abreast with all the exciting things that are going to come on our social media platform. We shall see you very soon during the TUP 9 regional finale. Until then, take care and goodbye.